Dear audience, we extend a warm welcome to those tuning into our program on our paper's YouTube channel. We are here to bring you the most current and pressing issues of the past day. Today we delve into the words of Ghazi Hamad, high-ranking official of the Hamas political office in Gaza. In a recent Israeli television interview, he alluded that the Lulu storm was merely the beginning, promising a sequel and trilogy. Hamad is adamant about finding a resolution and continuing their fight. The term Lulu is Hamas's nomenclature for the unexpected onslaught on Israeli soil on October 7th, which left more than 1,400 people injured. Hamas's political leaders expressed readiness to bear the cost of this fight, honoring their fallen comrades. They allege that they will teach Israel a lesson, and do so repeatedly. As per Hamas, they have justifications to attack Israel, who they perceive as an occupier. Adding to this, Hamad stated, "Israel is a country that has encroached upon our lands, and we must eradicate this threat to Arab and Muslim nations." In response, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held firm that the conflict with Hamas would persist despite the severe losses in the Gaza ground operation. Declaring the commencement of the second phase of the conflict, Netanyahu voiced his objective to dismantle Hamas and retrieve their citizens. He praised the resolve of their troops to vanquish this foe and safeguard their country. Talking on the hostage situation, Netanyahu assured that he had been in contact with the families of the hostages captured by Hamas and vowed to bring the hostages back by any means. In his words, "This is our second fight for independence, and we will salvage our nation." While the conflict rages on, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution for an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hamas on humanitarian grounds. The resolution proposed by Jordan garnered 120 votes in favor, 14 abstentions, and 45 votes against. The resolution urges an immediate ceasefire and humanitarian access between Israel's military and the Hamas movement in Palestine. The resolution pleaded for all parties to adhere to international humanitarian laws, called for the immediate and unconditional release of hostages, and insisted upon continuous and unhindered essential supply provision for those trapped. On a parallel note, Israel has upped the ante in its ground operations, escalating airstrikes over Gaza. The Israeli government has championed the relocation of a significant number of civilians from near the Gaza border to the coastal city Eilat, filling almost 100% of hotel capacity there. The government provides a daily compensation of approximately $210 per adult in Eilat. Over 60,000 Israelis have been relocated from areas near Gaza and the West Bank to Eilat, a Red Sea harbor city nestled between Egypt and Jordan. While the majority seek refuge in hotels, others still seek a way to return to their homes. A 48-year-old truck driver, Elior, echoes this sentiment, desiring to return home as soon as possible. The government is shouldering the costs for those relocated from areas closest to Gaza. In Kfar Aza, near the Gaza border, hotels are at capacity, but the streets, entertainment venues, and beaches are unusually quiet. The Israeli evacuees hover in the opulence of these hotels, trying to familiarize themselves with this foreign terrain. Alex, the head of security at the Royal Garden Hotel, confirms the financial stability of the hotels, despite decreased prices and full occupancy. The hotel manager, Yasto, corroborates the governmental support for those displaced from Gaza's neighboring areas. In the Kiryat Gat region, also near the Gaza border, hotels are likewise filled. This group of evacuees stands out from the rest due to the extensive suffering they've endured. Gabriel Eller, a director at a medical equipment company, and Deborah, his wife and clinic manager, have lived near the Gaza border for over 4 decades since immigrating from Argentina. Eilat, a paradise with luxury hotels and crystal clear waters, seemed to be the most secure place to accommodate those affected by the war. However, despite the Israeli military's non-confirmation of the event, Hamas announced a week ago that they had launched an X-range missile towards Eilat. No tent camps sprung up in Eilat to shelter the evacuees, contrary to what has been seen in the country's central areas. Nevertheless, as Cher pointed out, there is no haven in times of Joab Golan stated that the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, are dedicated to overcoming Hamas, emphasizing that Hamas has only 2 alternatives: to perish or surrender unconditionally. He acknowledged the civilian casualties in Gaza, extending his sympathy to the families who have lost loved ones in the battle. The conflict's front line is spreading, with Israel not only attacking Gaza, but also strengthening its northern defenses. In an escalating volatile situation, a representative from Hamas, Gaz Hamad, has confirmed that their forces are resolute in conducting numerous assaults against Israel until the Israeli state is dismantled. His words echoed a grim determination. Israel must learn its lesson, and we will ensure it does, not once, but repeatedly. The Guardian of Ana Asa is not a single event. There will be a second, third, fourth, and more instances, as we are fortified with resolution, power, and a fighting spirit. As his words hung in the air, the internal strife within Gaza amplified with Israeli forces surging into Hamas-dominated regions. The Israeli military reported hitting approximately 300 targets in a single night, a Wednesday, during their ground operation in Gaza. In response to the international community's plea for a ceasefire, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed the proposal outright. Subsequently, Israel announced the elimination of numerous Hamas members in the recent hours. Additionally, the Israeli military proudly reported the successful deployment of the Arrow missile defense system, the first since the conflict with Hamas erupted on October 7th. The system intercepted a missile launched from the Red Sea, heading towards Israeli territory. To sum it up, the atmosphere is charged with extreme tension, with both sides firm in their ongoing hostilities.